Okay, we're rolling. So what we want to do is drop in the sound of a siren right now because this is like a serious job that we have. We're going to pull a couple of Rommel stakes that some scientists found near a creek out here that I've never even seen Rommel stakes by. So we would definitely have like flashing lights and a siren because this is going to be fun. Um, yeah, so Rommel stakes. Actually, we had a viewer ask about them the other day. They're a hopefully we find them and then I'll show you, but they're just pieces of metal that are twisted into a spiral with a point on either end. They were used to keep troops, the enemy, from basically invading coastlines, things like that. They were also used widely as like tent stakes and things like that because the ground out here, it takes something like that really easily. And because it's like think of a corkscrew. If you put a corkscrew in the ground, it makes a really good tent stake, or hold down kind of basically anything. And then also they were strung with barbed wire in a lot of time, in a lot of places. We did we've done Rommel stake removals in the past. The last one I think was in the early 2000s, and literally hauled off barge load of them. But they're still around. I mean, they're not that easy to find, and there was no maps made of where they put them. They made maps of the stuff that they used for coastal defense. They didn't put maps up for where they tied down stakes or use them in kind of odd fashion. So you do still find them, and I know there's some on the way to Shagak Bay, and probably do those later in the summer. So this was actually done exactly like it's supposed to work. Like if a thing is found, it's usually ordnance, but Rommel stake it counts as the same thing. The people that found it took a picture. I don't know if they took a picture of it. Let me take that back. They did give me coordinates though, so that's exactly what you're supposed to do. In this day and age, everyone's got basically a camera on their phone. That camera also gives you, in the metadata, it'll give you a lat long, and that's all you really need to go and find something. It is hard to find ordnance or other things based on a description because a lot of things look the same out here. One grassy hill looks like another grassy hill. One creek can look a lot like another creek. So this was done in really good fashion. It was, not surprisingly, it was scientists. So this will be cool. Should go pretty quickly too. So we'll I don't know, look at the scenery. There's not much to see today. It's pretty ghostly looking out there. So we can actually kill two birds with one stone on this. We can count that mini forest right there too. It's one I haven't counted yet. But yeah, we're looking for these Rommel stakes right up in this creek bed right here. And this is ironic too. Normally, anyone who's watched this has seen me carry a pack with an ice axe on the back, which I almost always have. And that's the best way to get a Rommel stake out, is to put something through the Rommel stake and just unscrew it from the ground. I don't have my ice axe, but I have a selfie stick. It's really pretty out. Are you recording? Yeah, so this grass will load up with water, and it's like we're both wearing water pants today because, yeah, you'll just get soaked walking through here. It's like walking through a pond. It's really lush and beautiful, though. You've got all the different flowers, some of which I know the name. There's a post over here. Not a Rommel stake, though. They're actually water pipes for whatever reason. It's almost like they pushed something up here, and then they, of course, dug this canal down here. Watch your step in here because there's a bunch of sinkholes and stuff. This one right here in particular, and there's going to be more. So you can kind of got to know where to step here. It's amazing how on a day like today, even though it's super foggy everywhere, you can't really see more than a couple hundred meters, all of this color and green still pops really nicely. It's beautiful. And there's our trees, so we'll go take a look at those real quick. The forest. These are awesome. I don't think I've ever been up close to these ones. I don't know what that's doing here, but you know, this was all created, like this wall was pushed up, that one's been pushed up, and then these things have been growing in here like just beautifully. These things are big. This is awesome. I've never actually walked into a forest on Adak. They're normally so densely planted, but these have been kind of spread out. It's really cool. Yeah, and they're growing really well. You know, you've got this one kind of, this skinny one here is not getting enough sun and everything, but they've kind of worked it out so that all of these are like, very thick trunks, very like lush branches. Most of the plantings like this are really scrubby and small. Yeah, we're just gonna check out this thing, and then we're gonna follow the stream up and find those Rommel Stakes, which should be right over there. But yeah, this forest is awesome. It's I'm gonna come here more often. Ay ay ay. Oh, it's a, what do you call it? A support for this. So what was on this pole? Oh, look at this. Yeah, it's just, they actually had electricity run into it for whatever reason. Oh, power, and that's not a power pole because they don't run in this direction. I don't know what was down here. This was definitely like a kind of road bed, and now it's become kind of a stream bed though. All right, whoa. So I'm saying there's about 30 trees in this bunch, but I'm gonna check it. I do have drone coverage of this, so I'll double check my count. But I've only seen these trees from the other side of the road, which is weird, right? But they're really, really impressive. They look shorter from the other side because they got that bank they're growing on. All right, let's find Rommel Stakes. It's crazy how you got that stuff there, and then you got this nice low patch right here. It's just it's like another planet today. So the best way to see Rommel Stakes today is just visually keeping a sharp eye out. And there's a lot of like false alarms. A lot of this older stuff will look like that one right there. You can mistake that from a ways away. And these Rommel Stakes sometimes will be way down here. So I know people are thinking, well, use a metal detector because you have one. And it's like, yeah, but you have to sweep up here. And I don't know, you just as soon run into it with a selfie stick as you would the Valin. So yeah, just keep a sharp eye out basically. So it looks like the scientists came through here and they knocked this stuff down. So we're on the right track. They should be right in this area. Hey, there used to be a bridge here or something. So it was a trail. You hear that? Yeah, so we're kind of right in the middle. I've overshot this one to the east, but we do have this one to the west, and it looks like it's right at this little waterfall, which will be cool. So on our way back, we'll grab this other one. So how dangerous are Rommel Stakes? I don't know anyone personally who's been injured by one, but I heard stories when we lived here when I was a little kid. I have been really close to them. I mean, like right next to a bad injury, just because it involved my genitals. That would be bad. But yeah, other than that, I haven't been hurt by one. So hopefully not today either. So it's hard to see, but you can actually tell that they walked along here at some point yesterday. It's just the way it's folded over just a little bit. This is a really cool waterfall. I've never been here before, but you can see there was some kind of infrastructure here. I see a pipe anyways. I don't know why they would have, you know, maybe they were just tying something down with a Rommel stake. We'll find out, I guess. Haha. Yeah, it's almost like they had it dammed off right here. This is slippery. Yeah, they definitely had a water pipe. So yeah, looks like it was dammed off. Yeah, again, never seen this before, but yeah, it definitely looks like they dammed it off here. They had a way to release water with a pipe over here, a little small gauge wood stave pipe, which I'd never seen before. Yeah, so this is cool. You can see all the lichen on these boards. It's been this way for a while. Some of this stuff is really slippery, but I have extra tufts on today, so I'm not worried about getting wet. Oh. I don't see it.
It's supposed to be right there?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so I don't know what I was seeing down there, but this is definitely it right here. Yeah, I don't know why it would be right here actually. It's got some barbed wire around it though, so they were guarding it. Anyways, the way to get this out would be normally have a stick, slip it right through there, and just unscrew. This I've already tried and it didn't work, so I'm just going to use the old-fashioned method. So we'll loosen it up a lot, and it should come out. Oh, there we go. Kill the cameraman. Yeah. It's bent at the bottom. That's why it's kind of a bad word. There. Now, you see why it's such an effective anchor, right? This has been in the ground. This hasn't seen the light of day in 80 years. It kind of smells almost petroleum-like, which will always good news. But yeah, so it's worked really well for whatever they use it for. And seeing a little bit of a wire here, barbed wire. I don't know. They were protecting this place for something. We're kind of far inland though. Who knows? Let's go find the other one. So now I do want to do a kind of investigation on this stream. I know there was a lot of menstruation in these hills up here. There's all kinds of foundations and stuff. I have a video of one where I find something cool in one of the foundations, but there's nothing like right around here. So I want to find out what all these works for. Maybe it was just a dam. Maybe it was like a water station. You see, this is where it could be a little hazardous, because if you had it screwed in here and you didn't see that, it could be a problem. Luckily, I don't need my genitals anymore because I've had the cameraman. I didn't have them, the biologist did, but I contributed. So I'll go first. Cameraman, you follow. So I'm gonna use your sharp eye since you saw the last one. We're looking like right in here. Do you see anything? That way. Yeah, you can, get that shot. I was just about to tell you to watch out for the creek. That's deep, man. Zoom in here.
I did.
Bro, bring it over here. I wish I had the camera going because luckily I went all at once and it looks like, I mean, the vegetation, you could have stepped a lot of places. I stepped to the exactly wrong place. Oh, I've had dogs that did that before and they just kind of disappear and you're like, where did that one go? And you go back and you have to haul them out. I'm gonna leave the camera here, marking that Rommel stake. All right. Okay. Yeah, you have to have really, really good instincts, eyes, and not fall in creeks. But, aha! I found it. Somebody did tie gloves to it. Look at that. That was nice. This is good work too. Make a note and find it. Can you see that? Yeah, this is really good field work. This was hard to find though, man. They must have stepped on it or near it, and it's gonna be fucking hard to get out too. Holy shit. This one kind of requires a shovel actually, because it's way, well, wait a second. So this bank where this creek is, it started to fall away somehow because it's in like almost hollow ground. It's really weird. So we should be able to get it out. But yeah, you can tell. Whoop. I didn't just do that, I don't think. No, this is a shorty. So there was two kinds. This one was a short kind, and what they did with the long ones and the short ones, they kind of alternated them, unless it was around a tent, in which they just used the short ones and they put like these posts up so guys didn't hang themselves up on them. But yeah, these actually make really good anchors. It's a little too rusted and tetanusy to use it, but good anchors for pulling a car out or whatever if you go off the side of the road. So we have two Rommel stakes and two different kinds of Rommel stakes. So all in all, really cool. Plus we saw that forest, which I'd never stood on the other side of, and we found a dam I've never seen before. So I got a lot of cool shit to like make other videos out of. So with that, I'll see you next time. Really? Is it a low one?
Really low.
Okay, I'll come over there and we'll say I found it.